Hey, everybody, you've reached Joanne and Elizabeth with World's Cup of Joe, Awaken Your Soul. We have a question for you today that's going to allow you to shift in your twin flame journey, all through understanding the energy of this connection. If you're new to this channel, this is what we teach on this channel. We teach you how to learn the energy of soul so that you can be with your soul, which is your twin flame. So if you like our content, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, because what we're sharing with you guys is unlike any other twin flame channel out there. Seriously, feel into the energy of soul, watch yourself start shifting, and see how magnetic you become. So I'm going to turn it over to Joanne. She's going to share this question we got from one of our soul fam, and let's get deep.
All right, my love. So this beautiful soul is doing her best to really try to just sustain any bit of soul. And in the question, the reason why we're reading and sharing this question with all of you guys, because we know this is really common. And so the question is like, no matter how much I distract myself with other people, no matter how much I distract myself with friends and family, no matter how much I try myself to stop thinking about this person, trying to understand this person, trying to figure out how we're going to be together, the thoughts just keep coming regarding their person. It's almost like out of her, right? It's involuntary. And she's really having a hard time being able to find peace. And it's like I'm doing all these things to try to distract myself, and I just can't stop thinking of this person over and over and over again. And so the reason why we got you all in here is because we know this is really, really, really common. This connection. And so this person's asking, how do I move on already? How do I stop thinking about them? How do I navigate through this? Because I'm going crazy and I don't know what I'm doing right, because everything seems like I'm doing wrong. How do I get into soul? How do I find peace when this is happening all day, every day? What do you think, love?
This is the reality of thoughts. So I want you guys to understand that there's two parts. There's subconscious and there's conscious. There's the consciousness, which is you as the aware one that can understand you are not your mind, you are not your thoughts. And then there's the subconscious, which are the repetitive thought patterns based on years and years of watching yourself manifest certain things into your experience and creating limiting beliefs based on those. So when someone is saying, you know, these thoughts are always going through my head and they're involuntary, I want to assure you, my loves, yes, they are involuntary, and that's never going to change. And I think where people get caught up is thinking that they're doing something wrong when the thoughts are going on constantly. You're not doing anything wrong. You don't control the subconscious. You are the conscious one. So when the thoughts come in and they come in and they come in, you, my love, all your role is to spot the thoughts and recognize that those thoughts are not you. You are not the one who has to control them. You just have to be the one that's aware of them. And that's where we get a lot of people saying, oh my gosh, it feels so good knowing that you guys think about your person all day long too. Yes, we do. We're in permanent relating experience. We live with our people and the thoughts are always there. Why? Because we are not our thoughts. We are the one that watches the thoughts. That's it. We're the ones that watch it. So what is the difference between the thoughts and being the conscious one? You are learning to recognize and to be at peace with the thoughts and not identify as them. And that's the difference. And that's where you're going to find the sense of release, because it sounds like there's a judgment on your part, the mind's part. Like you're almost judging yourself, like I'm not doing this right because these thoughts won't stop coming. No, they're never going to stop. You're just going to be conscious of them now. That's it. You're going to be conscious and aware that they aren't you. You don't need to try to stop them. You can't stop them. So like, what do you do when you're in meditation, right? You close your eyes and you focus on something and you're trying to still the mind. And you'll listen to any good spiritual teacher and they'll say, your job is not to stop the mind. It's just to recognize when you're in the mind. That's all meditation is. You're becoming aware. Awareness is the meditation. It's not thinking you have to be in this place where there's nothing going on in your head. Eventually the chatter will stop when you've become aware of it. But as long as you identify as the thoughts, it's going to keep chattering and chattering and chattering. And that's when you start looping because you think you are the thoughts. So what I would say to you, my dear, and then I want to sort of touch on the distracting yourself from the thoughts, from everything going on, is mind. Because it sounds like you're stuffing away the stuff that the mind doesn't want to deal with. And part of this journey that's so essential is surrender and release. You are identifying as the mind and learning to identify as soul. So part of what has to be experienced to keep raising your levels of consciousness, to keep ascending, to keep moving up in your own spiritual awakening, is you have to be at peace with what's coming and not judge it, whatever it is. And when you can do that, when you could watch it with this sense of peace and you could feel it and you could go within and recognize it for what it is, you're going to keep raising and raising and raising and keep releasing. And suddenly one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, I feel pretty neutral. I feel sort of at peace. What is this? And you're raising up your levels, you're raising up your base point. But as long as you're judging and you're stuffing away, you're stuffing down, you're continuing the same patterns that allowed you to be in mind in the first place, that allowed you to keep suffering in the first place, because suffering is staying in mind, because mind is fear-based. Allowing for peace to come and transcend through you is learning how to watch it and not be it.
So it's hard, right? It's hard to be when the mind wants to do. So it thinks, okay, let me distract myself with others to try to not be in soul. Let me do so that I don't have to deal with what I'm feeling in this moment, so that I can find a way to distract myself from the moment now. And so we want you to give yourself some grace, like a lot of grace, my love, because what you're saying and sharing is normal. Like what Elizabeth said, I hope this can give you all some form of release and relief. We never stop thinking of our person. I can tell you right now, my person is at home. He works from home. I left the house and my mind's already like going to him. And I can be in the same room with him and he's upstairs working and I'll be downstairs and it's doing the same thing. And so the mind will always see him separate. But so here's the cool part. Once you've aligned with unity consciousness, even though the mind, the thought of your person separate from you keeps coming up, because that's what happens. And that's what I'm hearing you say. My mind doesn't stop thinking of my person. It will not let me be present. My mind will not let me be present, no matter how much I distract myself from being in the thoughts of my person. It's not letting me be present in the moment here. So what I'm sharing with you is my thoughts will always see my person separate. But because I know how to align with that unity consciousness instantaneously as the mind is there, I became this really still observer of the thoughts, where I know I'm not the thoughts. I can literally see my thoughts, want to go back home and be with my person and be in that separation consciousness. And a part of me is like, kind of like, why? Right? And that's the part of you that's conscious. Seriously, my loves, you are all able to be conscious of the subconscious thoughts. The subconscious thoughts are there. It's in repetition and it's habitual. It's almost like there's no stopping it because it's involuntary, because it's what the energy does. It goes to your person. And then you, my love, are the observer of the thought. You, my love, are soul, that oneness, the unity consciousness, the part of me that knows how to stay in the vicinity of my soul. That's why I can't stay in that thought of push. That's what that energy is like, I see him separate, and he's separate. I want him. I need him. I have to have him. I just want to be with him all day, every day. He's so effing amazing, and he's so godlike. That's what the thoughts say. And I can sit on it and push on it all day, and I feel it, right? Because if I can stop it, then why does it keep going? Why does it go in this cycle, this loop, this eternal like trap? That's what the mind is. It's a trap of itself, because it says stuff about your person on freaking stop, even when you're in union. Crazy, right? We thought all the inner work was going to get you to this place where you magically, happily ever after can stay present with your person forever. And what we're telling you is this is inner work that's at play all day, every day. And you are not the thoughts. You are not the thoughts, my love. You are not the one that is obsessing, thinking. You have to move on. You have to distract. Because there's no moving on from the addictive energy that's still at play, because the addictive energy is mind. And the addictive energy is focused on your person forever. It will always be there, because that's that fear-based energy that will always remain. But you're not that. You're not the addictive energy. You are love. Love is not separated from this energy that you are. Love is you. And then the fear-based energies, the one that focuses on your person involuntary, is that fear-based energy, the activation from within that makes you push. And that's where you are now being asked as soul to watch the fears, to watch the mind, to watch the thoughts, and be in soul, to be the observer of the thoughts. And that's actually the work, is to watch the thoughts, and now you're in soul. So the question you're asking is, how do I get to soul? And then all of the questions are really how to align with mind. How do I forget about it? How do I distract myself? How do I keep getting into mind? And what we're asking you is to just watch all of those thoughts that are coming up, that's keeping you in separation consciousness, and allow them to be there. Watch them, observe them, and be with it. And I'll give you an example, because I'm driving around and my mind is going to my person, right? And I am in union, yet my mind still sees him separate. So what do I do with that? Let me walk you through it, you guys. I observe. And I'm going to observe the thoughts of you guys. And maybe you could do it with you as I'm sharing how I'm doing it. I sit with those thoughts that see my person separate, and I just say, okay. All right, thoughts. I see you. I know you want to spend all day, every day with him, but he isn't separate from you. He is you. And I sit with whatever the mind says. And it will go in the loop, but here's the cool part with mind. Once you're watching it, it stops talking. It's actually really, really cool. I want you to ask your thoughts, what else? Seriously, sit with your thoughts and ask your mind, what else? You are not the thoughts, my love. So as soon as you start asking your mind what your next thought is, you are in soul. So go ahead, my love. And this is a really epic video, so you might have to save this video in your queue. You might have to add this in your ammunition of when the mind activates and is cray-cray and it sees your person separate and it wants to push and it thinks you're doing it wrong. All you have to do is be and ask the thoughts, what else? All right, thoughts. I see you. I'm not you. I'm soul. I'm already one. What else? And it says, well, we haven't seen each other in a long time. What else? Well, he could be with someone else. What else? Well, I've never felt any love greater than the love that we shared. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You sit with that. You are being in that. What else? What else? What else? What else? And there is this inner state of peace that occurs when you keep allowing the mind to say what it needs to say, where there's nothing left to say, because you're no longer touched by the mind, by being your thoughts, by being the emotion, by being focused in what it has to say. Because what you are, my love, is the observer of those thoughts that never stop. And then you can be soul as the observer of thoughts. And I hope all of you was able to be right now, right here with me, watching your thoughts. And all of you in this moment right here, right now, you're in soul. But Joanne, I don't feel high vibe or anything. I kind of just seeing all the emotions come up. I'm just watching the thoughts and energy go cray cray, and I'm sitting with it. Yeah, you're being the observer. You're allowing what is to come through you. You're allowing what is to be. You're in soul. That is soul. Soul is being the observer of mind. Remembering who you are as soul. The one that watches is being with the thoughts that are not you. It is this simple. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to do, nothing to do, but be. That's what you're being asked to in this journey, my love, is to be the soul that you are, the observer of soul, the beer, the watcher, the observer of all there is in this sacred moment that's unfolding in front of you now. We hope this helped you shift. And I said, save this video. All of you. If you're in the Twin Flame Connection and you heard this video today, save this video. If you're new to this channel, subscribe to our channel, my love, because these are the tips and tools that will help you shift out of separation consciousness. These are the tips and tools that helps you align with the energy that allows your twin flame to be in your space consistently and permanently, where they don't want to be anywhere else, because you are literally them. You're being soul. We love you guys so much. We hope this helped you shift. We hope you have an amazing, amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.